The following podcast is provided by Era Living, innovator in residential retirement options since 1987. And welcome everyone to Answers for Elders Radio Network. On behalf of Era Living, we are here talking about the amazing connections that an organization like Era Living has. And today we have been talking about community, all the different ways in which community supports the quality of life for the residents, ultimately, of the Era Living communities. And we are here with Dr. Basia Belza from the Tornyay Center for Healthy Aging. And you are the endowed professor and basically it's the School of Nursing for the University of Washington. So welcome to Answers for Elders, Basia.
Thank you.
So you guys obviously partner with Era Living in really providing that higher quality of care for the residents. What actually is the de Tornyay Center for Healthy Aging? I read a lot about your program, but I would love to have you share with our listeners.
Well, thank you, Suzanne. Yes, the mission of the de Tornyay Center for Healthy Aging is to advance the science and the practice of healthy aging through the support of innovations in research, education, and practice.
Wow.
And the center was initially endowed by Dr. Riba de Tornyay, who's one of our former deans at the University of Washington School of Nursing, and her husband, Rudy. Reba was a trailblazer when it comes to nursing as well as gerontology. And so their belief in the center was really that we would accomplish four things. One is that we would foster partnerships with our community partners. We would support the training of the workforce, specifically the nursing workforce. We would fund and promote healthy aging research, and we would mentor and support students who were passionate about healthy aging.
Wow, that's incredible. And, to think about, think about what it's like when you're aging. I'm in that aging process too, being 68 years old. I look at my life going, wow, I can't do the things that I used to do, but there's things I still can do.
Yes.
And I think those are the things that, having some sort of mindset of opportunities and things that open up to me is something that's valuable for seniors. How have you found working with Era Living, and how does that work? How does that partnership benefit the residents?
It's an incredible partnership. So in the early 1990s, one of the graduates of our PhD program was Dr. Heather Young, and she had a faculty appointment, but she also received the position of the Director of Community Health at Ida Culver House Broadview, which is one of the communities. And in that capacity, she really started our relationship. And 5 years later, the de Tornyays funded the de Tornyay Center. And so we have had 25 years of this partnership. And I would love to be able to give you some examples of things that really have worked well in this partnership.
Yeah.
So one is this program called Thrive. And this is a very health promotion, creating a therapeutic environment in the Era Living communities. This program was initially developed and evaluated by a team of UW staff, students and faculty, and then also Era Living residents and staff. And together, the program was developed and evaluated 4 years ago, and the program still continues today. So there's a really good example of how we create a therapeutic environment where residents are encouraged to engage in health promotion activities, in circles, in social networking, and really to the overall health of the residents. So that's one example. We have a number of other examples in which we have partnered with the staff who have had some really creative ideas about providing care in Era Living communities. They have been guest editors of editorials in the Journal of Gerontological Nursing. We've had 7 publications, and the staff feel incredibly excited about sharing their innovations with the larger world. And they tell us things like, you have made things possible that I never thought would be. The staff tell us things like, it's through our partnerships with you that we really believe Era Living is making good choices. So that's another example of our partnerships.
Well, and I think what you're saying is so valuable because, again, working with seniors all the time. The old ways of doing things aren't necessarily the right ways, especially as your body changes, as you have different, chemical changes within your body. But also, you may not be able to run a mile anymore, but you could maybe walk 2 miles. You could do things that are better, easier on your body, and having someone that's almost like a daily coach with you and have staff that is up to speed on that. I can imagine that that's made a huge difference. Could you give me a couple examples of how that shift happens?
So one of the things I might comment on is we partner with Era Living in providing health lectures. It's a series, and we have both faculty and students that every other month come into the communities and provide health lectures. And it's really up to the individual residents to make choices whether they come. The rooms are typically filled. I gave a lecture last month on brain health and its relationship to physical activity. Very well attended, and exactly what you're saying, Suzanne. People wanted to know, what are some accommodations I can make so I can continue to be physically active, because I can feel really good with it, but I might be starting to have some knee pain, or I might not be able to go as fast or as far. So those adaptations are really important. I think looking at other things that we create in our environment, when I talk about this health lecture series, one of our students is a professional violinist, and she came and talked about music on the mind. And as part of her presentation, which was standing room only, she played her violin. And so she got everybody into the mindset of what it's like when you have music in the background or foreground, and how that can help your health. So these lecture series are really critical ways that we build on our partnership and help residents make their own choices as far as ways that they can improve their health.
That is so incredible. I tell you, I can only imagine what it's like to be in a community that supports you in the best quality of life possible. And, to almost have that subtle coach, not anybody that has something in your face, but it's certainly opportunities you to say, you know what, I'm going to choose a better life. I'm going to choose a better type of a practice, a daily practice. Maybe it's every day I'm going to cut sugar out of my life, and maybe I'm going to do something a little bit more healthy because I have the support, and not have to relearn, how to cook things, or relearn how to how to do so many things that you offer. I can only imagine that the quality of life goes up dramatically for seniors.
Yes. And I think you make really good points about choices and opportunities. So individuals being provided choices and the opportunities together. Yesterday, I was at a rehearsal, a student who was going to be giving a talk on sleep next week in one of the Era Living communities. And she was rehearsing. She's from Costa Rica, and her sleep-based talk is purely evidence. But she realized that one of the key messages she wants to give is, what are the choices you have? What kinds of things are you going to do differently so as to improve your sleep? So here is the evidence, here are the recommendations, but it's really your choice of how you're going to make some of those changes.
Well, and it's also the daily demonstrations where somebody can say, wow, did you know that last year you had XYZ, and these are the improvements you've been able to make in your life? To have that type of a program that's just inherent that you're involved in, that can be amazing.
Yes.
Yeah. So obviously we talked a lot about the positive outcomes of the residents. What's the positive outcome for your program? Are you seeing, you having a better understanding of the aging process, and you've got this amazing group of individuals that are involved in the program?
So one of the things that we have is that we have faculty who have many various areas of expertise in aging, whether it has to do with innovations related to technology, whether it has to do with neurological changes, whatever, it's cutting edge. And our faculty frequently will come over to Era Living and see what kinds of needs there are here and conduct research with the residents. So it's mutually beneficial, because it's both what the faculty areas of expertise are, but it's also what the residents' needs are. So we have had a number of very exciting research studies that have been launched here in the Era Living communities.
Mhm.
Those have gone on for publications. And again, both students as well as faculty. So that, again, is a wonderful outcome that the faculty, students, and residents all benefit from.
That's amazing. So obviously, if people are interested in your center, how do they reach you?
Sure. So if you go to University of Washington School of Nursing, the Tornyay Center for Healthy Aging, you can pull up our website. It is very robust as far as what you can learn there. There's both information about any current programs that we offer. We do have an Ignite Aging program every fall. Era Living is actively involved in that. We actually showcase artwork from the Era Living residents at that Ignite Aging program that's held every September. Everybody's invited to come. You can find that information on the website. What you'll also find is we do fund students and faculty. We fund their research. So you can find out what the latest research is that we're funding. We also do really exciting scholar highlights, where you can see who our scholars are. Where did they come from? How did they get interested in dementia? How did they get interested in sleep? How did they get interested in nutrition or urinary concerns? So you can look at some of their backgrounds, some of the directions that they're going in.
Yeah, that is so cool. And obviously, for each and every one of you that are listening to us and on this conversation, I cannot emphasize what an honor it has been to be working with Era Living and all the different aspects that they reach out to communities. And if you're interested in one of their communities, you can go to their website at living.com, or you can also pick up the phone and contact any of their 8 communities that you find on the website. And so, Basia, it's been such an honor to have you on the program today.
Thank you very much, Suzanne.
Era Living is locally owned and operates 8 premier retirement communities in Seattle, Renton, Mercer Island, Bellevue, and Issaquah. From vibrant, independent living to compassionate assisted living to secure memory care, Era Living respects and honors older adults by enhancing the quality of their lives. Learn more at eraliving.com.